Hi, I'm Sabrina Register, Comcast Neighborhoods. Welcome to gorgeous Gig Harbor, which enjoys a flurry of activity in the summer as yachts and boats converge on this quaint maritime town. On land, there are numerous shops and contemporary eateries for tourists to enjoy, but Gig Harbor tips its hat to its past with its working waterfront. Coming up, we'll explore activities which highlight the town's boat building and commercial fishing traditions. Join us and you'll soon learn why Smithsonian Magazine named this one of the best 5 small towns in America. It's all on Neighborhoods.
Gig Harbor may not be big, but its character looms large.
We're known for our boats and we're known for the bridges.
But the city's history includes a lot more, as you'll find during a visit to the Harbor History Museum.
A lot of people mistaken this facility for a maritime museum, but our history is much richer than just maritime. Maritime is wonderful and it's a real foundation of where we started, for sure, but we have some wonderful pioneer families that, were great farmers and ran wonderful stores, and so you see kind of a history of the Northwest region here.
Of course, there is a lot here about what was once Gig Harbor's economic foundation, as well as the infrastructure that connected the community to Tacoma and beyond.
You'll learn about the Native Americans that populated this area, that really roamed in this area before the Europeans came. You'll learn about fishermen and very industrious boat builders. And then you'll get to learn a lot about the Narrows bridges. I mean, we've got wonderful archives for all 3 bridges.
Wait, did she just say 3 bridges?
Most people are a little confused about 3. Where does 3 come from? But you've got Galloping Gertie, and then after she went down, you've got the first bridge, and then of course the second one. So the bridges are a popular exhibit here.
Be sure to check out the exhibits which highlight the town's eclectic history, like round rock competitions and rooster racing, started by Gig Harbor resident C.E. Shaw back in the 1930s and 40s. An original schoolhouse, which operated from 1893 to 1941, can be found at the back of the museum. Walk to the Maritime Gallery and you'll feel you've stepped back in time.
She was built in 1925 locally and fished her entire life in this harbor.
The Shenandoah is being carefully restored by Slater with the help of a dedicated group of community volunteers.
What's unique about them is that they really want to learn the knowledge. And they're not here to just get a job, obviously. They're here to learn a dying craft.
Slater gives us a crash course in ship threading.
So what do you have here?
So this is a cork and mallet, a cork and iron, and this is oakum, which is a pounded out hemp fiber, and it's impregnated with pine tar, and so sniff it. Smells like an old boat.
Yes, it does.
This is called threading, this first part. Notice I'm tucking it back onto itself.
All ages, including middle schoolers, come to see and learn about the process to bring back the Shenandoah to her original splendor. But Slater says they're learning much more than just boat restoration.
And as I see all the gentrification of waterfront properties from here to California, it's exciting for me to keep some of the heritage. We don't want these bays to be just lined with condos and shops. Some of it's good. We need development on both sides, but we can't forget where our heritage comes from.
Another great place to learn about Gig Harbor's heritage can be found along the waterfront.
The piece of property was going to be developed into condominiums, and a group of citizens didn't want to see that happen. And so we put it up for a bond issue, and the citizens voted to buy it.
The Gig Harbor Boat Shop now calls the refurbished building home. The nonprofit holds workshops designed to engage public interest in boats and boat building. It also practices historic restoration and preservation of boats. Their biggest project to date, restoring an historic Thunderbird named Pirouette, now seaworthy and poised to sail.
This boat was a mess when we got it. It has had major restoration in the last 2.5 years. Volunteer work, and through some grants and people's generosity and a lot of hard work, it's what you see now.
Storkman says the boat shop is buoyed by possibilities.
A lot has gone on already to preserve this place for community use, but we're growing as far as what are our possibilities. How can we reach out and be more effective to the community and encourage the community to, to help support and be a part of us. And I think the future is very bright here.
Just down the shoreline, the historic Skansky Net Shed, once used to dry and store fishing nets, is another example of how the city is working to preserve its rich history.
The community invested in this site and is preserving it forever as a park. We've got standing structures, we've got the net shed, we've got the Skansky home, and I think that was the first step. Another thing we've done is we've been aggressively pursuing grants for historic preservation and educating our own community about which wonderful structures these are and how they tell the story of fishing families here.
While Gig Harbor is home to a number of commercial fishing vessels, the water is populated on a sunny day with other kinds of watercraft.
Ready, set, jump!
The Gig Harbor Canoe and Kayak Race Team practices speed and endurance under the direction of Coach Alan Anderson.
I tried to make the Olympic team back in the 80s, and so I put my son on the water, and I thought, I could do this. I could start a club here, and so I formed a nonprofit, and I just started pulling kids off the street.
5 minutes to start on our starting line.
This team, now celebrating 10 years, has produced several national champions. It's also branching out to serve other athletes.
Something I'm real excited about, in 2016, the Paralympics are going to include para-canoe for the first time in Rio de Janeiro, and Gig Harbor plans on being the leader in this country in developing para-canoers.
The countdown is on to 2016. The water is not the only place in town where you'll find activity. The 5-mile Cushman Trail, which runs through the heart of Gig Harbor, is teeming with people on the move.
A lot of bikers use it, a lot of joggers, a lot of walkers, weekends and evenings particularly. A lot of people just love it.
So much so that the city is looking to expand the environmentally friendly trail.
It's a pervious asphalt that when it rains the water goes through it to drainage underneath it and naturally filters back into the environment.
Grab a friend or a latte and get going. Like other cities, Gig Harbor is experiencing development, but city leaders say they want to grow with grace. Uptown Gig Harbor, which first opened 5 years ago, has attracted national chains like J. Jill, Chico's, and Coldwater Creek, but
we also have some independent retailers, kind of a purposeful mix is what we say, because we like to have something a little special that you won't find just everywhere. Over here we have Bella Kitchen Essentials is one of our independent retailers from a locally owned business, and we have a variety of those types of shops also.
There are also community events like summer concerts, farmers market, and located at the Galaxy Theater, the Gig Harbor Film Festival.
Well, yes, last year they had Julie Andrews was here to accept an award on behalf of her late husband, Blake Edwards. So it was very exciting to have such a big star here in Gig Harbor and at the film festival parties. And so every year they try to have some special guests to award and acknowledge.
Come join the fun this October. Gig Harbor is especially popular in the summer, but fun continues long after the summer sun sets.
We have a farmers market that runs through the end of September, every Saturday, every Wednesday, and every Sunday. We also have, in September, we have Harbor Hounds Walk the Dog, which is a very popular event. We have an open studio tour where people can go into the studios of artists and see them working. Throughout the summer and all the way till the end of August, we have outdoor concerts every Tuesday night, and we have outdoor movies Friday and Saturday nights in the park. So there's something going on all the time, well into the new year.
Gig Harbor.
Our beautiful surroundings, the mountain, the bay, the Puget Sound, the greenery. You can come back for vacation and you say, this is the best place.
Building a new future without losing sight of its rich heritage. For Neighborhoods, I'm Sabrina Register.